Yeah, I'm just teasing. All right, so we're looking at, once again, Team Trash, the undefeated juggernauts of Sunday versus Voltaic Gaming.
Is that Hellfire Captain team? You know, he doesn't always play on it, but he is around to do the picks and bans, make sure his team's playing right, playing strong. So
Definitely.
looks like we're getting set up for a 4v4 Orion match. Likely going to be the case.
Haven't they heard he's not available till next weekend, Pepper?
Oh, well, there's been a rule change for starting right now. This is now the Orion League, where it's always all Orion. Just every match.
Oh, boy.
Every match 4v4 Orion, Cloudspire, no items, final destination only. Wait.
What does that even mean?
It all makes sense to some people. They just wait and got one more member of Voltaic to show up. You know, they better play Gray. They're called Voltaic Gaming. She's got the Voltaic Cage. If they don't, I'm going to be a little bit mad.
Would you call the recent balance to Voltaic Cage a nerf or a buff? Because it no longer you no longer break the wall when you go through it.
You know, I talked about it a lot, like at length with Trash, and the way they see it, and I'm inclined to agree, is it's more of a sideways movement, where it's not really a nerf or a buff. It just changes the ability's function. Because now, instead of before you'd place it, you'd put it on top of somebody because you wanted them to walk through it, but then it would make the hole that they could escape out. Now you want people to move into it, not move out. Because if you can get them to walk into the cage and they don't have a catalyst or some sort of like jump ability, if they have one of the straight line dashes like Titus or Lockwood, they're trapped in there unless they want to take more damage.
Yeah, there's no escape anymore, for sure.
Yeah, so it's not exactly a buff or a nerf. It just changes the function of the ability. Is how I feel about it.
I can't argue with that, even though I would like to try. Yeah, I would have to agree with that assessment. I mean, I think it's a little bit of a buff, to be honest, because you can't let your teammates out if you're a frontliner. You know it's coming. You walk through and you break the wall, and your teammate follows you out. Can't do it anymore. So
yeah, I mean, one of the big things to do with it was the Finn Gray Alt combo, and you throw a bunch of people into it, but that leaves a bunch of holes open. If you throw 3 people into the Gray Alt now, they're sitting there.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there, they're taking another 22 damage on their way out. It definitely changes it up, how you fight, how you use it, and how you fight against it.
Absolutely.
It did also finally make it so Unstoppable actually works against that ult. So
yeah, they keep going, don't they? That's
you
right.
don't. Before Unstoppable, it was a bug, and you would just stop moving, even if you had that status effect. So now at least you can just, if you want to, pop Unstoppable and just sprint right on through it.
Now, I want to take a little bit of time since we're waiting here for the draft phase to begin. In the in-game chat, by the way, guys, and it's hard to kind of try to predict from my little data sheet here what Trash is going to pick up. They have such a compact pick frequency for who they pick. They're almost the lowest deviance from their main picks than anybody else. I think they actually might be, because Banana Force no longer in the league. So, yeah, looks like Trash just picks the same ones every time. The Astana, Celeste, Finn, Rask, Gray. Those 5 are their most picked freelancers. Wouldn't expect them to deviate at all. And as far as Voltaic Gaming goes, they've selected Aurora the most out of any other freelancer available. So they really like that Aurora support. Seems like they like Asana as well and Nyx, but nothing else really standing out from this. So I would anticipate at least an Aurora Asana coming out of Voltaic Gaming, and maybe just the classic Team Trash, the Gray, Celeste, Dr. Finn, whatever comp.
Yeah, well, moving into the picks, Voltaic with the home game picks Flyway, so I think we're going to see another double Flyway set unless Trash tries something weird. Then Trash going with the Trash thing, ban Helio right off the bat with a follow-up ban on Lockwood for Voltaic, and that means Trash is going to secure Gray for themselves. So no Voltaic for Gray. Wait, what? No Gray for Voltaic. Moving to the double pick for Voltaic Gaming. So there's a lot of options on the table. There's that Asana, you just mentioned it. Will they do Asana Aurora?
I wouldn't doubt it, but they do pick up that Nyx.
Asana Nyx. Even into a gray. So they must not be. I mean, I know Trash has said it a lot where people overestimate the gray pick into, or the Nyx pick into gray, but I mean, they must really not be worried about it. And Trash follows up by picking up Celeste. So Celeste gray with their 2 firepower, that's a lot of potential burst damage and also a lot of utility from both vision denial and vision granting.
Of course, we mentioned a little bit earlier, the Celeste traps out of them are ridiculous, so we can expect more of the same probably.
Almost certainly Wololo on the Celeste. Well,
right.
I know I'm saying that name wrong, but he's not here to correct me. So
let me see if I can do it. Wololo.
I don't know if that's right or not.
Well, I think it's it's kind of like a WO mixture. Weird.
Yeah.
I like it.
Now we're working. The next pick coming out for Voltaic Gaming, they're still looking at a support and still looking at likely another firepower. Looks like they're going to go for that firepower and pick up Gremmo, giving them Nyx Gremolitions. That's a lot of long-range damage, but if Trash can find their way to those backline squishies, it could quickly become a problem.
Taking my notes here, I'm just going to go ahead and write down Finn. Oh no, Quark! What?
I mean, the double bubble nerf.
It really made Sif feel sad. I know that for sure.
It did. It broke his heart. It broke his poor little Safil heart, and so that's going to be the Aurora pick. So they do end up with the Asana Aurora on the side of Voltaic.
I'm going to kill them all.
So 2 very strong drafts coming out for both teams. A lot of characters we know they're comfortable on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. My stats page helping me out there, so good job me. Pat on the back. There we go.
Good job, you.
Good job, me.
So we'll run down the team comps. Coming out from Voltaic Gaming, we have Aurora, Asana, Gremolitions, and Nyx. Trash bringing a very traditional Trash comp of Rask, Celeste, Quark, and Gray.
Not so much the Quark, except when Finn got nerfed a little bit. And then
I know Safil considers him to be the rising pick now, with all the little changes across little or big changes across the board in that balance patch is giving a rise to Quark. We might see.
Maybe it's this summer, Quark Rising in theaters near you.
That'd be a terrifying movie. Just an army of Quarks, just all happily giving you radiation. No, thank you. Quark's the scariest character in this game.
A little bit. He's kind of he's very pleased to harm people. And
he's really adorable until you start listening more closely to what he says. Then you're ooh.
Wow. Yeah, a little bit sadistic. I would go with that, I think.
Right, Trash going with a Power Rangers loadout on their banners when we have the nice matching uniform of Voltaic Gaming. I believe that's the Orion icon, and maybe his background as well. Safil, despite not running the Finn, running Sturgeon General as his title, never gonna forget.
Right. Gotta have it.
Here we go. Game 1, Voltaic versus Trash. Trash with a nice dark red theme going on. And I think that gives them an early advantage, just the color coordination coming out strong. Definitely worth pointing out. And both teams likely to play a little bit farther back here. None of that aggression that we saw coming out of, say, 12 Ducks last set.
You know, I saw a nice meme about Dr. Finn. It was Rip Dr. Finn 2016 to 2016. That was kind of cute.
So it looks like Trash going with their Italian opening, leaving Wolo in position to pick up that might. Well, we see a nice lineup being made for Voltaic here. Make sure Dark Crow gets as much energy as they possibly can to start things off. But they are staying very grouped up, where Trash, spread out as they are, have a much better chance of finding them.
Is this going to be a Mighty Quark just sitting on that firepower, or is it just that's their strategy, keep the firepower healthy, let it be a little bit more aggressive with their positioning and get that damage out? There goes Wololo getting that might buff. I'm going to try everything.
It's hard to tell because of just how we can't see his ability to the cooldown,
right.
But yeah, rushing. I was gonna say I'm almost sure they're gonna be running rushing radiate, on the Quark to make sure he can always be in a good position. Doesn't have to worry about having half movement. He can just radiate and heal and then move as much as he wants. So we see immediately Kodo being revealed here, the only member envisioned for Voltaic, and on the flip side, Voltaic can only see Wololol.
My private stash.
All right, Turtle Tech coming out from Wololol, and I guess he's anticipating damage. He does have that Quark tether, but doesn't want to take any damage. He puts the trap down right on top of himself, anticipating Kodo coming in hot right to his position. It doesn't happen, though. Might walk there anyway. Big, mighty damage coming out with the double shot from Celeste onto Asana. And Wololol doesn't even move, so he's getting slowly surrounded over here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the bigger thing there was an early and completely wasted Turtle Tech, which essentially means Wololol has 30 less health than he did a turn ago. And now we do see Arctic Monday invisibly moving up. I think Sophia is definitely going to be the target for Voltaic. They know that you don't focus the Quark's tether, you focus Quark himself, because that's how you need to kill before you can start taking out anybody else.
Absolutely, and Kodo using that Retribution Shield, anticipating damage coming in now. Maybe that Quark tether is going to come on him. There it is. So that's the only time you can reflect that damage. Once Quark has that tether, never again will you reflect damage back, because it's passive after that. So Sheffield does take a lot of damage this time. Kodo as well, taking that damage. Wololol getting some Grimolition damage down, and an Ion Cloud taking him very low. So he definitely needs to keep that pocket Quark going.
Yeah, we see definitely going to be the target, but Kodo, in the process of trying to focus on this Quark, does completely separate from his team, and now Craner on that Rask, he found the Aurora, he found the Gremolitions, he's ready to start punishing this squishy backline when they have no front line to come and try and peel damage off. He's just going to have his way with them for the time being.
All right, let's see what Voltaic wants to do in reaction to the Rask being in the back line. There's the big 22 healing coming out from Wololol from his pocket Quark. There's a trap coming down, anticipating maybe a dash, but looks like it is going to hit him on his way through to the other side of the map. Avaki throwing down the damage, but Kodo did dash away back to his team. So it looks like he's trying to give support against Cranor's Rask in his back line there. Good, solid strategy for the frontliner. Come back, help the back line. A little bit of damage coming out of Wololol as well with those clouds, but wow, the trap does hit.
Yeah, Wololol is taking a lot of damage. Already 142 taken. So lucky for him that he has this pocket Quark healing him up. He would easily be dead now. And yep, Kodo did make the choice to peel away from the Quark tether and come back to help his team, but they anticipated a knockback there from Rask. It did not happen, so now Craner has the free chance to ignore any sort of unstoppable given and just throw Dark Crow wherever he pleases.
Yeah, and in response to that, here comes the Turtle Tech out of Dark Crow Kanoi, anticipating something happening. Wololol getting that healing from the Quark and popping second wind to heal 15 for 2 turns in a row here. Fire on Grimo, throwing down the damage, finally turning their attention to Cranor. Got separated from his team now, like you said for the Asana a couple turns ago. Dark Crow going for the ride, but thanks to the Turtle Tech, takes no damage.
Takes no damage, but is thrown into the open under Celestron. Gonna be a nice, juicy target for the fire powers of Team Trash. Well, Craner sadly rooted, not able to follow up yet, but does have the dash available. This is definitely, so far, it does seem like Trash has been a little bit on the back footing, which how much aggression that was shown towards Sophia and Wololol. But Avaki stayed very safe so far. Ready to start, doesn't have any damage yet, sitting at 0, but ready to start tossing it out now.
Yeah, I think the big story is Wololol didn't panic. He was in that terrible situation, but didn't panic. Just got out of there alive, kept Sheffield on him, and made sure that they can come back stronger this time. A lot of anticipation shots coming out from Voltaic Gaming. Wololol picking up the globe, hitting Dark Crow, and Dark Crow taking a shot from Gray as well. So out in the open, not where you want to be. Got put there by Rask. Oh man, they anticipated the Rask dash, it looks like. It's 3 members focusing that spot right in front of Dark Crow.
Yeah, Craner showing some impressive patience on that, not dashing with the Rask dash. I also want to point out, we see Avaki, before it was always double dart, and now we have a slow dart coming out on the Gray. So changing things up a little bit because of that patch, and he's starting to do the damage. They're really focusing this Aurora now that they've caught her out. They want to either burn her Catalyst or kill her before she has a chance to get support or heal up.
Yeah, speaking of healing up, there is the healing, and Wololo is back to full HP now. Stayed out of the fight long enough. Trap is gonna catch Craner coming in, but he is harassed. That's what he likes to do. Wololo getting that ultimate up just basically by picking up power-ups all over the place. It's pretty nuts. Dark Crow gonna take some damage here from the Gray. Only the drone Rio doing it, and he's gonna get out, but he's still not in cover.
No, I mean, they've constantly been slowing him, just disrupting him as much as possible. We see another slow coming out. There was a nerf to the distance mod on Rastash, so they once again switched to a slow on that. They're just keeping Dark Crow as out of position as they possibly can, forcing them to not be in cover, focusing them down while they have the chance. And now Wolo sitting on turn 9 ult, the first one in the game, actually, before even Craner.
Just you wait.
Yeah, pretty surprising, and looks like Arctic Monkey on that Nyx trying to go invisible, getting out of there, getting in a better position for himself for turn number 10. Sephiel eats that retribution damage, but he is healing as well, so Kodo getting that fork tether right on top of him. They are having to focus Cranor, though. That's the only good shot they seem to be having right now. Dark Crow, dangerously low, 9 HP right now. Is it going to be enough? Any more damage coming out? I don't think so. Volo taking a shot from Grimo, and Kodo firing back against Sephiel. Volo isn't going to... Oh, he doesn't quite have the angle to finish off Aurora, but does tremendous damage to two members.
The Dark Crow is revealed, but nobody on Trash really has an opportunity to hit him unless Craner wants to risk blowing his Catalyst to get ult damage. Wolo might be able to drop a smoke bomb on the head, actually. That nice reveal coming out from Abaki. And now Kodo is caught himself in the middle, is sitting on an ultimate, could swing around and start defending himself. And Horrifier is starting to get caught out too. Trash is just trying to split this team apart and splinter them so they can focus them down.
Yeah, we've seen this so many times. They just put you where you don't want to go, and there's nothing you can really do about it. You have to go there where they want you to go. Like I said, hurting people into a position where they don't want to be. But Kodo with the big-time Asana ultimate catching Sephiel and Vololol. The Nyx ult coming down as well onto Sephiel. Avaki has taken a little bit of damage, but is out of position to do any this turn. Oh, that is almost going to be Dark Crow going down. I'm seeing this right. He's still barely alive. Kodo almost going down as well. Dark Crow sitting on 11 HP and Kodo with 21.
He's sitting on 11 HP, but does have the Aurora ult available to throw out a big heal. And we see Avaki just really doing a nice job of, they caught him out a little bit and he's just broken off from the fight. Although Arctic Monkey has done a great job on this Nyx, only taken 22 damage, but dealt 178, second highest in the game outside of Vololol.
Yeah, very good at staying out of the crosshairs of Team Crash. But here comes Sephiel throwing down that fork ultimate, and Nyx throwing down a trap, trying to catch Wololol the next place that he wants to go. He throws out the trap, and Kodo Catalyst into the trap from Splatzo. Doesn't know it yet, but he is in a world of hurt starting next turn, turn 12. Horrifier trying to throw down the mines from Grimo, but there's Dark Crow's Aurora ultimate that you just mentioned.
Oh, no.
Is it going to be enough? Man, he's going to walk through that, it looks like, through the Voltaic cage. He's going to get thrown through it. Pardon me, he's down to 6 HP once again.
That might be the most unfortunate Catalyst I have ever seen. Into not only under a Gray ult that now you can't just walk out of, but also into a Celeste trap. This could easily be just a whole bunch more damage than they're possibly suspecting. They do have Sephiel and Wolo pretty low, though. Even with this pocket core, Wolo has stayed consistently low on health. So doing a really good job of focusing him down. Arctic Monkey also just sticking himself not in the fight at all. So this might be a double kill possibility over here in the corner.
It's like Dark Crow just has come to terms with his fate and is going to heal up his frontliner and just take the death here. Baki gonna slow the Aurora of all people. Kodo gonna root Avaki in place. He is down to near half HP at this point. There's the trap. The Rio damage hasn't come down yet, but that's gonna end Aurora's life. Wololol firing back against Horrifier. Looked like Sephiel padded over the wall as well. So yeah, the nice play by Avaki to shoot the one that was gonna survive otherwise.
And that was already a great show of teamwork, layering abilities, the trap, the throw, and the Grail. And it just so happened that's where we saw Kodo happen to Catalyst. So just lucky for them. Now Craner sitting on ult, sitting on dash, ready to throw himself out to the back line. And Safil and Wolo, though, are being just consistently forced out. I'm really impressed with how much pressure they've kept up on those two.
Keep an eye on Sefil's movement phase here. You can see it on the screen when I was zoomed out a minute ago. This is the power of rushing Radiate. He's going across the map while using his ability. Cranor dashing and trying to find Arctic Monkey, but he does Catalyst out of there with the Nyx. That's his only get out of jail free card for the rest of the match. We are more than halfway through. Safil is going to go down. Looks like he's going to walk right over one of those mines. He is not going to get out of this one alive, I don't think. There he goes right there. The camera didn't pick it up, but there is his score.
Okay, his movement would have been really cool, but he got killed. So now we see Arctic Monkey does avoid the ult, but now is sitting no Catalyst down. That's suddenly become a big target for Team Trash. I have almost no doubt. And Craner does have the dash available. They don't have vision, but they do have an accurate last known at this current time. Where you see Horrifier now staring down a pretty angry Rage Beast sitting in a puddle of goo. Wolo, no more healer, but able to disengage from the fight for the time being.
Yeah, Horrifier doesn't like the look of that Rage Beast or that puddle of goo at all. So nice coordination there to get that healing Ion Cloud down right where he was going to Catalyst to. However, and a little bit of damage coming down from Cranor from Arctic Monkey's Nyx, but not really doing too much there. Like you said, all his cooldowns are back online. Is ready to get back into that fight.
Horrifier trades an angry puddle for a friendly puddle. Safil luckily spawning right next to Wolo, so he can just once again return to his pocket cork ways. We saw up here above the love tunnel near the health pickup, Avaki able to steal it away, but Kodo most certainly knows Avaki's nearby, and that means Arctic Monkey does too. That's going to be their target if they can try and find him now that he's so isolated from the rest of his team.
Yeah, definitely, and like you said, there's that pocket court coming back in on Wololo, and he's going to start healing himself up. There's 8 more friendly healing for Horrifier in that Ion Cloud. Craner taking a bit of damage from the side and the front. Nyx and Grimo teaming up against the Rage Beast, but Arctic Monkey right in the mix of it there, in the sight of Maki. Get that gray damage down. Kodo going to return fire onto Gray, and Arctic Monkey's going to go for a ride, but not very far. Hits a wall and has to stand right there.
Stand right there. Craner is only at 36 health, so that is pretty low. Kodo didn't even get through Avaki's turtle tech, since he was the only one attacking him. They don't have a line of sight on Avaki. They do have an accurate last known. Meanwhile, Wolo has seen another ult. This is going to be his second of the game, and he has a pretty good opportunity with Horrifier having no Catalyst and no dash, but he is actually not quite in their line of sight.
All right, we're going to see how it goes. There's Craner healing himself up again. And the turtle tech coming out of Arctic Monkey. He wants to stay alive. This is get out of jail free card, like we said. Here comes the dash, doing the damage. Oh, the trap hitting Dark Crow. Nothing really going on there. Trying to hit Craner, but he did dash out of the way there. So a lot of whiffs coming down from the Voltaic gaming side. Yep. Triple whiff, because Craner did that dash very effectively.
Quadruple whiff, actually. Kodo dashed to try and find Avaki, didn't quite find it. So now he's just kind of awkwardly sitting there. Has the last note on Avaki in the love tunnel. Not quite accurate, but still plenty. Arctic Monkey definitely going to be the focus going forward for in these remaining 3 turns for Trash. And I'm wondering if they can even secure this Craner kill before he's able to Catalyst out or find some help from Cork.
Yeah, he's still got his get out of jail free card, even though his dash is down. Arctic Monkey gonna get healed up, so he's trying to knock that Rask away and just take off running. Rask does turtle tech, so Craner trying to take the damage coming in. Avaki's gonna get rooted into place in that tunnel of love. Most of the time, that would be a good thing. You get stuck in the tunnel of love with somebody, but in this game, probably not the best plan. Craner attacking Arctic Monkey, has that turtle tech, not taking damage. Arctic taking a lot in response. Horrifier, though, knocking Craner back as well, so maybe a miscommunication there, but man, Arctic got slowed, so he didn't even get far.
Yeah, there's just so many slows coming out from Trash to really mess with people's positioning. They're not taking into account these slows. They need to make sure if they're going to get slowed, move 2 squares into cover at least, so you know you're going to be a little bit safe. But 2 turns remaining. Trash only up by 1, but they have a couple low targets, and they still have a lot of catalysts available.
Hiding in plain sight.
Arctic gonna try to go invisible, but I would doubt that he's gonna avoid Rio this turn.
Oh,
Sheffield staying very healthy now since the respawn there from Quark.
Accept your
Horrifier getting out of dodge, the Ironclad going down, not hitting anybody. Arctic Monkey does get hit even though he did go visible. And a whiff because Cranar did use that Catalyst dash, and so did Avaki, by the way, over on Gray. Catted out of the way there. And Dark Crow's going to go down. That's going to be 3-1 in favor of Team Trash. Turn 19 coming up.
2 turns
And that
left.
40 damage mighted Quark is just so scary. You don't expect that much damage from these supports, but now Craner, you know, in a pretty bad spot. 2 turns remaining on the dash, doesn't have ult. But even if they do kill him here, they still need to pick up. Voltaic still needs to pick up 1 more kill before they can tie it up.
Yeah, notice the health bars. Everybody else is full HP, so not looking too fantastic over there. Kodo is going to get weakened, slowed, and revealed all at the same time thanks to Avaki's Gray. Sheffield just keeps soaking up that energy gain, healing up the guy that's full health. Not having too much to do about it. Vololo still playing that little Celeste minigame. Every single power-up I can get, I'm going to get it. Cranar is going to go down here, but man, what was he going to do with a basic attack or not? But 3-2 in favor of Trash now.
Yeah, turn 20. The remaining members of Trash that are alive right here, all at full health. Quark sitting on ultimate, Gray sitting on ultimate. It's going to be pretty tough to focus a single target down here. They need to do at least 120. And that's only on Avaki. They need to do more than 120 on Wolo because of this pocket Quark.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. I think we can wrap this one up basically, but we definitely want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Wolo not even going to give them the opportunity. Devil Dash is coming out from the dynamic duo for Team Trash over here. Kodo trying to predict it, but doesn't quite get him. They're not in range yet. And big ult from Arctic Monkey does hit Avaki, but it's not going to be enough. Even with Horrifier raining down the bombs from Grimolition's mines, I should say, not going to be enough. And Avaki just holds the ult, says, I don't really need it. We're going to win by default, 3-2.
I've already got
A strong showing from Voltaic. They had the right idea. You know, they split off Volo and Safil. They got them separated and kept them at low health, but they weren't able to get the follow-up on Safil. They weren't able to get the follow-up on Volo. You know, they killed Safil, but then Volo was able to just escape, run off, heal up, come back, and deal a lot of damage. Look at that, 471 coming out from the Celeste.
Yeah, and on the other side, 470 healing coming out of Seffield's Quark with 208 damage. 678 contribution. I would be willing to bet that's the highest in the game. Yes, it is. So very well
There's
done.
a lot of healing, but you got to always take into account with Quark that a lot of that was probably not actual effective healing.
Right. Yeah, I get you there definitely. So who do you like here for MVP? Because I see a couple options. In my opinion, I like that Avaki stayed out of the fight. He took the least amount of damage on the team.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling it towards Wool. He didn't die. He dealt 471, and he had such crazy power-up control. His traps weren't quite as on point as we've seen before, but his power-up control was crazy. Voltaic Gaming barely had a chance to, get any pickups. So it's either Wololol or Safil. It's pretty close neck and neck for me.
I'll go with Wololol. I like that. That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, I agree completely.
But Safil very close on the MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to have game number 2 of round number 3, Team Trash versus Voltaic Gaming. Coming up for you here very shortly. Team's going to have a little bit of time to talk about what happened, what they need to change or do better, or whatever they want to do. Maybe they just want to listen to some music.
It's hard to say what Voltaic needs to necessarily do differently because it was such a close match, and it just came down to a couple little choices. They had the thing going where they kept Wolo and Safil really low. They finished off Safil, but allowed Wolo to disengage completely and just go and heal up and come back at full health once he had the pocket core again. So once they get people low like that, they can't give them the opportunity to slip away, especially on a map like Flyaway, which is, I think, one of the reasons Trash favors it so hard. And likely we're going to see it again unless Trash has decided to change things up.
It seems like they just have so much control over that map. I mean, obviously they played all the time in the PPL. Season 1, Season 2, that's all they want to do. Basically, seems like they have this, well, we know they have this set opening pattern that they like to run. No matter who they're playing, So they try to do their little opening gambit of set moves like a chessboard play, something like that. And then they sort of go from there. And by the time they get through like turn 5, they've already established where they're going to be on the map, where the enemy team's going to have to go to stay away from them on the map. I would like to see a team just bum rush Trash and see if they can break up that first 3 to 5 turn move that they like to do.
We're starting to the picks and bans. Of course, to what should nobody's surprised at this point, Trash picking up Flyway. No, they're definitely comfortable there. And immediately another Lockwood ban coming out. They don't even want to deal with it. He wasn't even on the team last time. I'd honestly consider banning, maybe Quark, maybe Celeste even.
Yeah.
Instead. But Trash sticking with their traditional Helio ban. This time Voltaic Gaming, though, securing that grave for themselves, securing their namesake and taking that comfort pick away from Avaki. He's comfortable on a lot, but we know he loves that gray just for all the utility and damage he provides.
Oh yeah, no question about it. So
I wouldn't be surprised to see a Celeste pick. Hey, Nick Celeste.
All right.
So Avaki really likes the play firepowers, even firepower like Lockwood, as far away as possible, as safe as he possibly can. And so he'll be likely on the Nyx with Wolo on that Celeste, power up control, trap control, just getting in everybody's way and dealing as much damage as he can. Looking at still a lot of options for Voltaic.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what they want to come out with. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't necessarily the worst showing, as far as what they were picking. Just, I hate to keep saying it's just versus Team Trash. It's difficult to do what you want to do. They kind of force you into these bad situations that are no win. All right, there's the Asana pickup for Voltaic. Thinking with that same frontliner that they seem to like so much.
I mean, Asana's just such a strong pick in general there. And then here comes Trash securing the support pick with Quark. They want to make sure Safiel's as comfortable as he can be. And this just leaves their frontline pick likely to be Rask. I don't see anyone else they pick over him. Even with the nerfs, even with some of the buffs to the other frontlines, I'm still pretty sure he's their number 2 pick for frontline. I mean, we saw last game with Craner. He did go down eventually, but boy, did it take a while.
Yeah. Was it 16 turns, maybe?
Yeah.
It was late into the night. Went down, and Aurora coming out for Voltaic, so they get that Asana Aurora. Again, they favor that combination rather heavily, seems like.
Yeah, and looking at their last pick is going to be their firepower, and wouldn't be surprised. I'm kind of expecting a Gremlins. Obviously, they're comfortable with it. They did get a kill with it last game. They had a really nice ult to just dump damage on top of that Quark. That's what you need, is the opportunity to throw a lot of damage at once against not only the Freelancers Trash Bings, but just Trash in general. Oh, actually, a Blackburn pickup. That is a surprise.
A little bit of a surprise. Yeah, I would agree. Definitely not as versatile as far as getting around those corners and over the walls as a Gremlin is. And Rask being picked up, like you said, going to round out the team for Team Trash. And once more, Team Trash is going to have the lineup of Nyx, Celeste, Quark, and Rask. And Voltaic Gaming on the other side, going to have Gray, Asana, Aurora, and Blackburn. So they did steal away the Gray, stuck with their frontline support combo, picked up Blackburn instead of Nyx because Nyx got taken away by Trash. I don't know how to call it.
The Blackburn pick is interesting. I'm excited to see how Arctic Monkey handles it, but Blackburn is much more of a mid-range character, and the Flyway, a map as big as Flyway, he could find some positions where he's not being as effective as he perhaps wants to be. But meanwhile, Trash bringing a very traditional comp that we've seen them run before. So I'm more confident right at the start in Team Trash.
It's a safe bet, usually, so I can't fault you for that. But you're not a gambling man, I can see.
Not a gambling man. I play Titan.
Oh boy. So I mean, I like.
5,
I like Voltaic's
4,
lineup except
3,
Blackburn.
2.
Yeah,
And
the
the
Blackburn
reason
is a risk.
Yeah, the reason is he has to have, like you said, well, like I was saying, the line of sight except for the grenade. That's what a 4-turn cooldown on the grenade. He can't do that consistently like a Grimulations could. So a little bit confused. We're gonna get into the loading screen here, guys, and names around. I heard perhaps they were backwards last time. Loading screen likes to troll me a little bit.
It certainly does.
So who do you guys at home think is going to take away game number 2, our final match here on the Twitch stream? Team Trash, are they going to sweep Voltaic in round number 3, or are Voltaic going to split the difference and be the first ones to take out Team Trash?
At least kill Avaki. Come on. So we're going to see likely the same sort of start. Trash with the Italian opening, sending one person off to scout, sending the rest of the team grouped up together. And that looks to be the case. Voltaic staying very grouped up on their side of the map, with just Avaki on. Trash, going off to this one side, doing a little bit of scouting, and perhaps getting ready to do a little bit of flanking, which can either turn out very well for Nyx or pretty terrible if he gets caught out because of it.
That is exceptionally hard to get your teammates to do, even when you're on voice comms and Discord with just 3 other people that you know, is to get them to line up for that Aurora basic attack turn number 2. It's so hard to get them to do that. So that takes a little bit of practice, to be honest.
Sleep tight.
All right, a lot of stuff going on. There's that Aurora energy gain basic attack there. Rio's going to go out and scout but not find anybody, but Bololol's going to walk right into the middle of it. And Crainer's coming out hot and heavy into the enemy team. Finds Horrifier.
Yep. Right now, the Voltaic Gaming can see Crainer. They can see Wolo because of the vision granted. But all Trash can see is Horrifier. Likely to be their focus, but this could be their chance to, surprise Wolo with some early damage and immediately put him on the back footing instead of letting him play the way he wants.
Yeah, I think that would be for the best, to be completely honest. Throwing the draft on himself again. We saw this last game. The same thing happened.
Now you
Raynor going to get weakened, slowed, and revealed there as well. Wololo getting some damage down with those smoke bombs. Horrifier definitely getting shot up there.
Your mortality.
But Trainor's Rask, Avaki's Nyx. I believe that's Avaki. Yes, it is. Oh, here's a grenade going onto Crainer, so a lot of damage coming down onto the Rask early on turn number 3. And a root coming down on Wololo, so looks like you may be correct about that target.
Well, it's interesting. They Kodo rooted Wololo and then did not actually advance on them. They put themselves in a position where if they want to hit them, they're going to have to dash to do so. So sort of an interesting choice. Meanwhile, Avaki got some damage out, moved into fog, so they still have no idea where he is, and he's got some nice non-cover shot potential on the Horrifier. And Crainer did take a lot of damage, but he's Rask. He's ready to just dive that backline.
Yeah, Rask just doing Rask things. Even with the small nerf to his self-healing, he still likes to do those Rask things. All day, every day. Crainer going in on Horrifier, hitting Arctic Monkey on the way through. Wololo getting dashed on by Kodo and returning fire onto Arctic Monkey.
Try and hide. It'll do you no good.
Very close. Nice guess by Horrifier, but not quite there. He just take a ton of damage from the Raynor and Avaki over there in the Nyx.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard move to try and predict. There's so many fog spots up there, and you can only hit 2, maybe 3 with a basic attack like that. So Horrifier put down to 57 health, is next to a health pickup that will spawn next turn, and seems to be safe from Avaki for the moment. Meanwhile, down here, Kodo found his way to the Wolo Sophia backline, going to start disrupting that, hopefully doing damage before he dies himself or they get the backup from Crainer.
Horrifier's in one of those no-win situations that I say they like to put people in. He's right next to that health globe that's going to spawn at the beginning of next turn, but he cannot stay to get it. If he stays, he dies, no matter what. So he's going to have to get out of here, and he does, in fact, get out. Goes to the camouflage node on the other side of the map. Kodo's trying to do some damage, but does take that select trap to the face, and Dark Crow Pinoy trying to do what he can as well with that Aurora basic attack. Used Turtle Take, I believe, try to stay healthy over there against that Rask. But Kodo getting that retribution damage down, so very nicely done there to time that shield.
Now, Crater picks up the health clip for himself. Avaki just placing a trap and finding himself not even close to be able to shoot anyone this turn. Meanwhile, down here, we see Kodo and Sophia race to the buff. Sophia gets it first and is now staring down. Kodo with no shield fighting a Korok like this, it isn't really an advantageous situation for the moment. The Horrifier is nearby to support.
Yeah, we see this again, and I keep saying it over and over. Team Trash do so many good things that you just don't notice unless you start paying attention a lot. They're so good on controlling those health globes. No matter what happens, they always seem to get those first. Zephyl going to take a ton of damage from Ray and Kodo, and the Asana over there. Arctic Monkey going to use that second win. He did pick up a health globe himself, but he also wants to heal up and try to get back into the fight. It's been about 3 turns since Blackburn damage come out.
Yeah, we see Wolo and Seville moving very aggressively there. Wolo, no, turn 7 all. He gets his ult so early because of how consistently he's picking up these power-ups. Meanwhile, Vaki has now moved in position to assist once again, and Voltaic getting dangerously clumped up against the damage potential that's going to be coming out of Team Trash with all the AoEs.
Field going to use that turtle tech and radiate onto Wololol, trying to keep his firepower alive and survive himself as long as possible. Anticipating a lot of damage coming out. Here's the Celeste trap right on top of where Horrifier is standing currently, trying to protect that little square there, but big time AoE damage coming out of Vaki across the map. Arctic Monkey finally getting some damage in there on that Blackbird. After a few turns, I think he took a nap in the corner there a little bit. And Kodo, of course, having that tether on is devastating. Almost going down. If that was a focus fire, would have got him. But the Devil Root coming out of Kodo still there. And Wololol very close to going down here, as well as Kodo.
Looks like you did get trolled by the load screen. The names need to be swapped real quick.
No way.
It apparently, I'm being told. So now we're looking at Horrifier and Kodo so low from the Wool ult there, and now Wool did take some damage in return, but Kodo's sitting on a nice ultimate of his own and is getting to that turn. Turn 8 ultimate's coming up. Craner sitting on his off in the corner, looking like controlled fury since it's not going off yet. But still no deaths, even with all the damage being thrown out.
Big heal coming out from his support onto Kodo. The Turtle Tech coming out. Turtle Tech coming out as well, and the ultimate to try to keep his other teammate alive in that little box of death over there, looks like.
Don't have to steal this.
Most people standing in the Iron Cloud of Vaki trying to throw down that trap. He does go invisible this turn. All the dashes in the world happening here from both sides. Everybody getting out of that little square where the Iron Cloud is. Kodo dashes right into the Celeste trap. Doesn't take any damage, luckily. And barely, not quite getting through the shield, his Quirk.
He did manage to catalyst and stay in range, so he's still going to be doing all this damage to Kodo. While Wolo was able to disengage, Vaki moves up invisible with his ultimate. They must have no idea he even has his ultimate available. They haven't seen him in so long. Meanwhile, Horrifier, out of options when it comes to escaping, might just resign themselves to the death and deal damage on their way out. Well, Craner has now found Arctic Monkey and is ready to get in that backline and be the Rask nuisance.
Yeah, Craner with that successful flank with ultimate, almost full HP, very scary Rage Cat. Indeed, he's going to dive in. He almost predicts Kodo there. He's going to throw down his ultimate surely. Horrifier going to try to throw down that Voltaic cage, but is not going to get it done. Dark Crow going to take the Avaki ultimate from Nyx to the face, and Wololol still just doing the single-player Celeste game of picking up all the little power globes around the map. Craner is going to catch Arctic Monkey as Dark Crow walks through this. Almost saves Horrifier. Dark Crow does take the Rascal.
Yeah, walks through it just a little bit. Arctic Monkey and Dark Crow now just staring down our recently ulted Rask. So not even something they're going to come close to killing for the time being. And with those kills, we have just Trash slowly closing in around Dark Crow and Arctic Monkey. And just, it's looking like a bad situation right now for Voltaic.
Yeah, it is. Trash does have the lead 1-0. It is halfway through the match. Dark Crow's going to use that ultimate to try to do some damage and fill up his teammates standing right next to him. Zephyl is going to use that second win, trying to stay healthy on the court. Does have the ultimate, but doesn't want to use it over there by himself, for sure. Looks like they're going to try to hurt Craner as much as they can, but my goodness. Like you said, it's kind of like the Incredible Hulk at this point. He just turned green. What are you going to do?
Yeah, now we see at this moment, even though how close some members are, they don't. Voltaic actually has no true vision on anybody. They have a very good idea of where Craner is, but everybody else staying hidden, Wolo in the Celeste fog, and everybody else out of line of sight, with just slowly closing on. But luckily, Horrorfire has spawned behind Team Trash's lines and might be able to disrupt them and force them to break this siege.
All right, another trap coming out of Wololol and getting that pocket cork back attached to him. So going to be liking that. Kodo going to take some damage, but reflect a little bit back. The shield not breaking just yet. Craner is going to make sure it does break, though. Going to get some damage on Arctic Monkey as well. They had no idea where he was.
The sky is falling.
And Warfire respawns over there. Trying to get some damage down with Rio. Does find 2 members, though, so good job there.
So Kodo was trying to either rush into safety or rush into the backline, but he found some friends. Now looking at no dash, no catalyst, no shield, staring these two down. Arctic Monkey does have his ult available, could potentially have a pretty nice one here to swing things around, but a lot of members, or half the members of Voltaic, already sitting at low health, while Trash is looking pretty healthy.
Yeah, we're getting to that point where it's going to be do or die time for Voltaic Gaming. They're going to have to pick somebody and just burn them down, focus fire as much as they possibly can. Bololo doesn't look like the one that's going to have to be that target because he's got that pocket cork. He's had it all game. Zephyl maybe, but he's been sitting on that cork ultimate. So, I mean, Jesus, who do you even try to focus here?
Ow.
There's a big 3-man Blackburn ultimate, 50 damage apiece. Zephyl, Vorlolo, and Craner taking that to the face. Kodo is just going to go down here despite the Aurora healing, and Arctic Monkey going to be way out of position, thrown by the Rask.
Yeah, that's a big, nice chunk of 50 damage, but Zephyl's going to be able to heal a lot of it back with the cork ult he has available. Meanwhile, Arctic definitely the focus now. They've completely separated him off. He still has dash, he still has catalyst, but that's 1, maybe 2 turns of escaping as Trash just closes in on you from all angles.
Yeah, Craner 3 turns later gets another ultimate. I mean, Rask is still pretty ridiculous. Zephyl finally going to use that Quark ultimate to heal himself up. He was getting a little bit low there. The trap coming. Arctic Monkey is going to trip the trap there. And Wololo taking some damage, but again, Pocket Quark not going to be very effective for very long. Doesn't really care what the enemy team is doing. It's kind of silly. He just wants those power-ups. Hasn't even attacked anybody. Oh my goodness, the prediction from Craner knew what was going to happen. They
didn't even aim at his original location, just assumed he was dashing into that fog, got it right. They take out the Blackburn. That's the problem with his dash, is he has to go on the cover. There's only so many places he can go. Avaki with the trap to follow up. Now Wolo sitting on that, his second ult of the game at turn 14, and they don't actually know where Dark Crow is, but they have a mostly accurate last known, and that's got to be their next target.
Yeah, the support, I mean, that's usually their target anyway. And he is in there, in the thick of it, not in a best position. Like I said, don't know exactly where, but now they do. Throws down the weaken and the reveal on Zephyl and Wololo. Zephyl gonna tether himself to Horrorfire on the gray there, sitting out in the open. But oh, the big ult, the weaken helping out a lot. Dark Crow not taking the full brunt of that. Zephyl is gonna go down, so they are finally on the board. Voltaic getting their first kill of the match, turn number 14.
And only 5 turns remaining. They do get a kill, but Craner, Wolo is sitting kind of low and now doesn't have his pocket cork, but does have escape options. Craner has his ult once again. This is his 3rd this game, and Avaki has just remained so completely out of the fray. He's only taken 24 damage at turn 15. This is why he doesn't die.
I don't think the ratio is going to change today, Mr. Infinity. But here comes Wololol's dash and trap. Craner is going to take some damage going in, but he doesn't really care. And Rio's going to do some damage on the way out. Kodo going to do some damage where he stands. And Arctic Monkey successfully predicting that dash. Nice job there. Craner going to get a 3-man Rask ult, however. Dark Crow almost going down, back up to 12 HP after that basic attack. Oh, just whiffed her. The back of her hair, it looked like.
I didn't quite have the accurate last known, so just guessing, but at this point, Dark Crow sitting at 13 health. has to know Nyx is nearby at the very least. So the question is, do you Catalyst or do you Big Heal and hope that they don't put enough damage? Meanwhile, Wololol is sort of caught on his back footing finally with Safil spawning across the map from him. He's going to have to start rushing over there so he can start healing people back up. This is the sort of situation Voltaic needs to take advantage of.
Yep, Dark Crow does use the Catalyst, but goes out into the open, so that's the last turn he's going to be alive for sure. Avaki not using the prediction like we like to see. They usually do that nice prediction like we saw with the Rask earlier. Not getting it this time, but like I said, Dark Crow's going down this turn. Left. Nothing he can do about it.
Yeah, even with his big heal, he's in range of Avaki. He's in range of Safil. You know, Quark doesn't do a lot of damage, but he certainly actually looks like we're running the additional 10 damage when bonded Quark. So that's going to be 32 damage coming out from Quark's basic attack. Meanwhile, Wololol over here has to be, you know, low on options. It's only a matter of time. The question is, can they kill him in the remaining 3 turns?
If your ego doesn't bruise, your face
Well, not if he
will.
keeps picking up health globes all across the map there. But here comes the Gray ultimate right on top of him. But why is he? Look at his movement. He moved 1 square, knowing that was probably going to come his way. Here goes Dark Crow, taken out with the combined efforts of Avaki and Sefil. Nyx and Quark doing their job there.
Wow.
Camera's going crazy.
3 turns
It
remaining.
looks like both Arctic Bunny and Kodo had fall on Wolo. I mean, even if they get this kill, they still need 2 more to tie it up. And Horrifier looking mighty low. I mean, they might kill Wolo, but it might be too little too late with turn 18 making it 4-1 in Trash's favor.
Yeah, I think too little too late is going to be the name of the game at this point. Turn 18, it's not looking solid. Not looking too positive for these guys. Cranor is anticipating damage, but I don't think he should. They're just going to all in Wololol. Sefil going to pocket up onto the Avaki. Jump right in that breast pocket of that nice jacket he's wearing there. Start
I
healing him
hope
up.
you don't mind if I.
Wololol throwing out some damage, trying to catch Horrifier. My fault there. Wololol is going to go down here, so that's going to be 2-4 in favor of Trash. Trying to finish off Gray, but Gray did dash out of the way.
Cranor wasting his turtle tech, but I mean, it might not even matter at this point. He still has his catalyst available. Horrifier definitely the target for Team Trash. They do easily have vision on him because of Cranor's position. And in 2 turns, can Voltaic pick up 2 kills? I mean, their only obvious target right now, the only one they can see is Cranor, and that's still a Rask that you're trying to burn down, let alone Rask and somebody else.
Right, and you got 2 full health people. One has a quirk attached to him, right behind the Rask anyway, so it's going to be tough. And Cranor just going to say, well, nice try. I'm getting out anyway. I'm just going to go over here and sit behind this corner. Waste all your abilities. Don't even try to attack my teammates behind me. Kodo's going to get tethered up by the Quark. That's that 32 damage you were talking about. But the Ion Cloud does find Cranor. I think he was trying to set up Horrifier. Oh my goodness, Avaki with the big time Nyx ultimate. That's going to end the game prematurely. 5-2 in favor of Team Trash to take both games off of Voltaic.
Wow. Not even giving the chance to push it into overtime by tying it up. With just Avaki holding that Nyx ult for a couple turns, finds the opportunity and blasts them into the next stage of life.
All right. So let's see here. I mean,
a much more decisive victory for Trash this time around. This kind of seems to be a pattern for them, where game 1 will be close, but then Trash finds the groove, learns what to do, and just takes them to town in game 2.
I agree entirely, and I'm gonna have to throw my hat down in on Avaki this time for MVP for Trash, just because he took 24 damage all game long.
24 damage.
That's ridiculous.
It's hard. All their contributions, Avaki has the lowest contribution even after all that, with Cranor even dealing 470 damage. But I'm finding it. I don't know about Avaki. I think either Cranor or Safil.
Cranor did do a lot of damage as a frontliner. He was in there a lot.
And Safil almost barely under 600 contribution.
I'll let you make the call. We had Wololol at game number 1. Who do you like? Just let Commissioner Saw know who you want to bring in here, my friend, and we'll roll with it. I trust in your decision making.
I think I already know who Trash has decided their interviews are going to be this week.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully see them down here soon and get to ask a couple questions as they continue their undefeated streak moving into week after the end of week 3 of season 2, Machine Trash remains undefeated.
That's pretty solid. I mean, there's no. I don't know. I wouldn't say there's no excuse for that, but I mean, I'm really surprised. I really am because like it's almost unheard of, and especially in a game this new, for one team to just have such a tactical advantage over the rest. It's really questionable. The other teams
Here
aren't
he
catching up
is,
yet.
one of the few deaths. He died both games. Feel himself.
Man, I
Hey,
did
Safil, how you doing?
I'm doing great, I think.
I think so. You guys remain undefeated. Coming in against Voltaic, was this a team you were, any sort of concerned about, or are you still just confident moving forward against any team?
I mean, I'm pretty sure the team is confident, like always. But I was worried.
You were worried? What made you worried about Voltaic? Come on, Steph. You can't just say that and then.
I know, I can't. Oh, God. All the teams are like improving fast, and
You're just worried
they're going to
they're
get
start
so good
catching
one
up to you
day.
guys. Is that it?
Yeah, it's like they're improving so fast. And
So-
it worries me.
A change we saw this week is even though he was available, you guys opted no Finn.
Right. And that's mainly due to his safetiness is like gone.
So the
So
lack
much.
of Devil Bubble was really that big of an impact that you just don't draft him anymore?
Well, no, we still value him. It's just now that you could miss it essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's just safer to bring in a safer support.
Well, the
And so right
did
now
seem
that's
to-
Cork.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
but Court did seem to work out rather well for you guys both games. I mean, obviously, the healing was off the charts. The contribution was off the charts as well. Moving forward, I mean, at this point, you guys are starting to pull away from the pack, so to speak, as far as points go in the season. Getting ready to pass the halfway point, push towards that end of season tournament. Do you have any thoughts moving forward as to what you guys need to do to keep on top? Or do you just same old, same old?
We need to watch some of these games we've been playing because we've been doing way too many mistakes. Me especially.
What?
So, yeah.
Fair enough.
We
Fair
need to
enough.
improve.
All right. So you guys have moved forward. You're undefeated, and with this balance change, does anything else shift besides is it's still the same? We see you still ban Helio. Is that still just you don't want to deal with his variance, or you value him? You think he's a strong pick above some of the others?
I think we still feel he is a high variance pick still, and that he is the underdog character.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he could be amazing, but it could also be really bad.
Well, I like it. Do you have anything to say for your opponents moving forward? I mean, if you want to give them any tips, want to tell them your secrets, what do you want to do?
Oh God, how do I do that? I just want to say, continue having fun, and just continue to learn.
Steph, you're too nice for this.
I like your answer. I like to provoke, but I like that answer better.
I'm a terrible interviewer.
No, you're great. You're
No,
doing
Steph,
fine.
it's been a pleasure, Steph, as always.
You're way too posh for this interview. That's the only problem.
Yeah, we'll let you escape now.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
talking
joining
to us,
us.
and congratulations again on remaining undefeated.
Yes, congratulations. Good luck in the future.
Thank you.
All right, that was Seffield, the support player for Team Trash. Still